Is the Bitcoin all-time high in? Let's dive straight into the charts, guys, and let's give my high time frame update on Bitcoin because the monthly candle of April just closed, and as you guys can see, it hasn't been the strongest of closes. It's the first time that we close a candle in the red on the monthly time frame after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green consecutive monthly candles, green in a row. So this red one did cause a lot of fear, but should we really be worried? That's the main question. What we can see over here, guys, Bitcoin still in that previous bull market range. We closed the monthly candle back inside. Now the big question is this a trap? Is it meant for people to be trapped by this red monthly close, which is also a slight bearish engulfing one, right? Because many people will see, okay, we closed the red candle beneath the open of the last green candle, so we are looking at a bearish engulfing candle on the monthly time frame, and a lot of people will become extremely bearish because of it. Most of the people will for sure be expecting a move into this bullish monthly fair value gap. Now, is that possible? Yes, it's very much possible, because also when we look at this from a range perspective on the 3-day time frame, for example, we can see that we have this range. And we can see that we are potentially, like I said, deviating above that range high. Now we know that after a deviation above a range high, the first objective should be the quarterly level, okay? Now that quarterly level is currently aligning around $56,000 for the Bitcoin price. And around that area, guys, is also where we have this previous supply candle over here on the daily. So I'm now marking out on the 3-day time frame, but if I go back to the daily time frame and I go to the left, we can see that we have this previous supply area. This is where the supply was coming into the market before we saw this first crash over here after the bull market top was in. Now the previous supply could now be acting as demand, in which this wick over here, which is also the opening of the monthly bullish fair value gap, might be acting as an inducement for that bullish breaker block. So we have the breaker block that aligns with that quarterly level, and we have a potential deviation over here in which it makes sense to potentially go for this wick over here, tap into the breaker, and this entire area, guys, it will be very key for Bitcoin. Also, if we check out the EMAs on the daily time frame, what can we see? We can see that we are currently testing the 100 EMA on the daily time frame, which is a pivotal EMA for the Bitcoin price. The last time that we tested that 100 EMA was over here, when we also saw a lot of fear in the market. And after testing that 100 EMA, what did Bitcoin do? After testing that 100 EMA, we saw a huge run up of almost 100%. Now that means that currently Bitcoin is near a very pivotal support area. So the question that you should be wondering is, should I sell here? Or should I potentially DCA into my altcoin max? Because while altcoins are down 50 to 60%, guys, look at the correction that Bitcoin has made. Bitcoin has only made a correction of about 20%, which is more than normal and which is not even that big of a correction. So a lot of people are extremely bearish and extremely fearful. But guys, we are in the middle of a bull market. So yes, we are looking at a potential deviation of the range high over here, like I said, but you shouldn't forget about the fact that we are in the middle of a bull market. So as long as the daily trend is up, there's nothing to be worried about. All right, now currently the shift of the daily trend is aligning over here, right? Because this is the low that brought us to this high, compared to this high that brought us to that low. So this is the significant low to break. So until we break that low, there is nothing to be worried about when it comes to Bitcoin. You have to wonder, altcoins are down 50 to 60%. Is this a buy opportunity or is this a sell opportunity? Now, I think the answer is very clear. I will be buying some more spot today. Now, lower time frame wise, I'm going to be explaining to you guys a potential scenario right now, which could potentially set in play a huge swing trade for me on Bitcoin to a brand new all-time high, and maybe even to $100,000 for the Bitcoin price. What we are looking at over here is the current range for Bitcoin, guys, in which we have our first pivot over here, second pivot over here, and third pivot over here. And what we are looking at is a potential first deviation, followed by a second bigger deviation over here. Besides Forex and commodity trading, Prime XPT has now also introduced crypto futures trading. So you can now also trade Bitcoin, Ethereum and the numerous amounts of altcoins, next to the fact that I think the Prime XPT to trade Forex and commodities with your own funds instead of trading at prop firms like Private Funded, I think Prime XPT is the best place to do so. Make sure to sign up with the link down below in the description to receive a 7% deposit bonus. Now guys, this over here is the range because this is the range that is giving us 3 pivots. Yes, there is liquidity resting over here and there's a high probability that the price is going to take out this liquidity from here. But what I'm also seeing right now is that the price is bearish retesting the range low level over here. Now guys, once again, what if I touch you guys? If price is truly bullish after a breakout of a range over here, would it offer such a perfect retest before continuation? It's the same with these perfect bearish retests. If price is truly bearish after such a breakdown over here, wouldn't have Asia dumped it along further to the downside instead of offering this perfect bearish retest where everyone can get in on the move to potentially profit to the downside? Now what usually happens after these perfect bearish retests is that you get a local sweep of liquidity, which is currently aligning over here, but also with this high time frame sweep of liquidity. What we now have, if we sweep that local low over here, the high that we formed on the bearish retest, which is the high over here, all of a sudden becomes significant. Why does the high in that case become significant? Because in that case the high has brought us to a fresh low over here compared to this low over here that brought us to that high. So it becomes a significant high to break. Now that significant high to break also aligns with that indeed high time frame range low. So if after that we make sure that we reclaim the range low over here, and in that case shift structure to the upside over here, we have ourselves a beautiful long trigger on the pullback to long Bitcoin all the way up towards a new all-time high around $74,000 in validation beneath the local low, target 74k, which is an RR of 6.27 potentially, which means that altcoins are going to run harder because I've touched you guys, Ethereum is ready to start outperforming Bitcoin on the next leg up. Look at the previous Bitcoin cycles, look at where Ethereum versus Bitcoin the chart is at the moment. Look where the total crypto market cap chart is at the moment, excluding Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin finds a bottom over here, you want to make sure that you are positioned in altcoins and that you have but a lot of spot. Guys, this is the time to accumulate your positions. This is not the time to sell. I know that a lot of people are now very fearful. A lot of people have been buying the top and I told you guys to wait with buying altcoin. I deployed a lot of my USDT right now. I still have about 30% USDT left. I will be buying even more today because I have high conviction that the bottom is close to being in, and once Bitcoin starts running again, altcoins will start outperforming again. And like I said, it might feel so weird, right, to buy right now when price looks so bearish, but you always want to buy when there's a red in the market, and you always want to sell when there's green in the market. It's lesson number one, especially as an investor. Now next to the investment positions and next to the spot positions, currently Bitcoin is potentially creating a beautiful swing long opportunity as long as it sweeps the liquidity, as long as we get a reclaim of the range low, and as long as it holds on to the 100 daily EMA and the bullish daily breaker block. I think you shouldn't be trapped by the bearish monthly candle, by the bearish engulfing monthly candle. I think we should focus on accumulating spot right here. I think we should focus on finding triggers for potential swing long trades on altcoins. And I think once Bitcoin does find the bottom, we are up for a very good time.